Hello everyone. Welcome to this lesson on formulating national trade policy. So, in this video, we will discuss what national trade policy is, why it matters, and how governments formulate trade strategies to protect national interests while engaging with the global economy. National trade policy refers to the set of laws, regulation, and strategies that a country uses to govern its trade with other nations. So, these policies influence imports, exports, tariffs, trade agreements, and foreign investment. The goal is to promote economic growth, create jobs, and ensure fair competition in both domestic and international markets. Every country has different priorities. When formulating trade policy, these priorities often reflect the country's level of development, political climate, economic structure, and global position. For example, a developing country might focus on protecting infant industries and building domestic capacity, while a developed nation may emphasize expanding global market access for its advanced product and service. The formulation of trade policy typically involves multiple stakeholders, including government ministers, ministries, trade experts, business association, labor unions, and sometimes even civil society organizations. The process is both economic and political in nature, requiring a careful balance between national interests and international obligations. Trade policy tools can be broadly classified into two categories: tariff measures and non-tariff measures. Tariff measures involve the imposition of taxes on imported goods to protect domestic industries or raise government revenue. Non-tariff measures include quotas, licensing requirements, technical standards, and subsidies, all of which can affect the flow of trade. One key reason countries develop trade policies is to address trade imbalances. If a country imports for more than it exports, it can lead to deficit that affect the value of the currency and overall economic stability. A national trade policy may attempt to reduce this gap through incentives for export and import restrictions or currency interventions. Trade policies also serve strategic goals. For example, countries may impose export controls on technologies that are considered sensitive for national security reasons. In other cases, trade policy can be used to promote regional development by supporting industries in underdeveloped areas through preferential treatment. Another important aspect of national trade policy is the negotiation. Another important aspect of national trade policy is the negotiation of the international trade agreements. These agreements can be bilateral, regional, or multilateral in nature. Examples include free trade agreements like NAFTA or RCEP, and organizations such as the World Trade Organization or WTO. Through these agreements, countries commit to certain trade rules in exchange for market access and legal protection. However, trade policy is not without controversy. Protectionist measures such as high tariffs or important bans may lead to trade disputes and retaliatory action. For instance, if one country raises tariffs on steel imports, its trade partners might respond by targeting agricultural or technology export in retaliation. This can escalate into trade wars that harm global economic stability. Therefore, policymakers must find a balance between protecting domestic industries and maintaining open, cooperative trade relations. This often involves trade-offs. Protecting one sector might lead to higher prices for consumers or limit innovation. Conversely, opening markets might expose domestic firms to intense foreign competition. In recent years, sustainability and social responsibility have become important consideration in trade policy. Governments are increasingly linking trade policy with environmental protections, labor rights, and ethical sourcing. For example, certain trade agreements now include environmental clauses or labor standards to ensure fair and sustainable practices. Digital trade is also reshaping national trade policy as e-commerce grows. Countries need to develop rules for cross-border data flows, digital service, cybersecurity, and intellectual property protection. These issues are now integral to modern trade negotiation. To sum up or to summarize this, formulating national trade policy is a complex strategic process that shapes a country's role in the global economy. It involves balancing economic priorities, political realities, and international commitments. Effective trade policies can promote national development, enhance competitiveness, and support long-term prosperity. So, thank you for watching this session. In the next video, we'll continue exploring key themes in international business. And see you soon.